Hello dear all, this is Sadanand Malik welcomes you all in entire physics, and in this lecture we will study about the Fraunhofer diffraction at a single slit. Actually, Fraunhofer was a scientist who explained the diffraction of light at a single slit. Means here actually Fraunhofer diffraction, let's see the experimental arrangement of the Fraunhofer diffraction at a single slit. Single slit, actually what is the meaning of slit here? Actually slit is a narrow aperture. Slit is a narrow aperture from where the light may be passed out. Suppose let us try to draw a slit here. So suppose this is a slit, suppose this is a slit, and here this is a narrow aperture, means suppose AB is a slit and from where the light may be passed out. So this is known as a slit. And here we have to study about the experimental setup of Fraunhofer diffraction. So here in case of Fraunhofer diffraction, a parallel beam of monochromatic light is made incident on the slit AB. So how we can find the parallel beam of light? Actually with the help of a convex lens. Suppose we have a convex lens here. Suppose the convex lens L1, and here at one of the focus of this convex lens the source of monochromatic light, suppose S, is kept. Then now what will happen when a monochromatic beam of light or monochromatic light is released from the point source S? Then after traversing through the lens, what will happen after traversing through the lens? Because the light released from the focus of this lens L1, so after passing out through the lens it will become parallel beam, and these parallel beam of monochromatic light are allowed to incident on the slit AB. Now when this parallel beam of light is made incident on the slit AB, then most part of the light will move without any deviation. By this way, most part of the light will move without any deviation, but a few part of light gets deviated, from here. So suppose in the upward direction, let us try to draw the deviated light. So suppose this red color are used to show the deviated light. Suppose here the angle of deviation is theta. Now by this way, due to the diffraction, a few part of light gets deviated in this direction. Again a convex lens here. So here suppose this is the another convex lens, suppose its name as L2. Now what will happen here? Suppose at the focal plane of this lens L2 there is the screen. Suppose the screen is kept at the focal plane of this lens L2. Now what happened when this light passed out through when the undeviated light is passed out through the convex lens L2, then it will be concentrated at the focal point O of the plano-convex lens L2. By this way they will be concentrated here. Means here at point O we will find the most intense image of S. Most intense image of S will be found at the point O. And when this deviated light passes through the convex lens, then obviously it will be also focused at the focal plane, but the point of the focus will be different. So suppose this is the point of the focus, means at this point the deviated light will be concentrated, and suppose this is the point P. So here at point P the deviated light will be focused, means the image of this source S will be formed at point P also, but its intensity will be slightly less than that of the intensity which is formed at point O. So here at point P and at point O we will find the image of the source S. So this is the experimental arrangement of Fraunhofer diffraction. Let's see again here. So here in this figure, S is a point source of monochromatic light from where a beam of monochromatic light is released in all the possible direction. L1 is a convex lens which is kept at the focus, which is kept such that at the focus of this L1 the source S is kept. When the light is made incident on the convex lens L, then after passing out through this it will become parallel, and this parallel beam of monochromatic light is allowed to incident on a slit AB. Suppose on a slit AB, suppose the width of the slit is small a, then after striking at the slit AB, most of the light will move without any deviation, and after passing through the lens, another convex lens L2 gets concentrated at the point O on the screen, where the screen is kept at the focal plane of lens L2. But the deviated light with some angle of deviation theta will get focused at some other point P on the screen. Means here at point O we will find the most intense image of the source S, but at point P also we get the image of source S having the intensity slightly less than the intensity of image that is formed at point O. So by this way, this is the experimental arrangement of Fraunhofer diffraction in case of a single slit. And here actually in this figure we have to find the intensity of image of the source S which is formed at point P. Means here we will find the intensity of light or intensity of fringe at point P. So to find this, if we want to find the intensity at point P, then first of all we should know the path difference between the ray AP and BP, because the path difference between AP and BP will decide either at point P the fringe which will be formed will be the bright fringe or dark fringe. So here the path difference between AP and BP, how we can find? To find this, let us draw a normal from point A to the line BP. Here let us draw a normal from point A to the line BP. Suppose this is the normal. Then suppose the normal is AM. Then obviously the path AP and MP are equal. The path AP and MP are equal. The path AP is equals to MP. And we have to find the path difference between AP and BP. So the path difference between AP and BP will be BM. So here the path difference between AP and BP, path difference between the ray AP and BP will be BM. Means suppose path difference delta equals to BM. Now we know that if this Vm will be equal to n lambda, then bright fringe will be obtained at point P, and if this is equal to 2n plus 1 lambda by 2, means odd multiple of lambda by 2, then we will get dark fringe at point P. So here now our next target is to calculate the path difference BM from this figure. So from this figure let us try to draw the path difference. Let us try to find the path difference here. So because we have the width of the slit is small a and the angle of deviation is theta, then we have, let us draw a line from here, then we have this angle is also be theta. Because this is the angle theta, then obviously this is 90, and again this angle will be 90 minus theta, and if this angle is 90 minus theta, then this angle is 90, then obviously this angle will be theta here. So we have a to find the BM. To find the BM here, we have a right angle triangle. Okay, we have a right angle triangle that is in triangle AMB. This is the triangle, suppose AMB. This is the right angle triangle having the angle 90 here. So in the triangle AMB, because we have to find BM, so we can write BM upon AB. BM upon AB will be equals to, look here, BM upon AB. So is equals to, BM means opposite and AB means hypotenuse according to this angle theta. So we can write perpendicular upon hypotenuse means sine theta. So here sine theta. So we can write BM is equals to AB into sine theta, and AB means the width of the slit, that is considered as small a. So the path reference delta may be written as A sine theta. So this is the path reference between the ray AP and BP. So in this lecture up to here, in the next lecture we will find, with the help of this path reference, how we can determine the intensity of the image that will be formed at point P. Thank you.